How to use the Amplify PDFs to use in Google Classroom. Okay, so we're jumping right into Amplify and everybody's starting in a welcome unit. The welcome unit is designed to show students how to use Amplify as well as guiding them through some introductory content. When you open up the first unit, you'll always notice there is information for how to prepare, an overview of what the unit is about, the words to use, skill standards, differentiation, and unplug, meaning that your students are not online yet. Amplify is designed to help students that are not online yet work through the curriculum before they become fully engaged in the online curriculum, which is great for us because that's exactly where we are. Another way that you can brush up on what is going to be happening throughout the lesson, aside of going to every single tab and looking at it, is you can generate the printable lesson guide. When you open the printable lesson guide, it's going to show you each one of these tabs as shown in Amplify, except for in a hard copy kind of way. So here's my first lesson, which is the welcome. Again, the overview, I've already read that online. But my lesson at a glance, I can really get an idea of what my day is going to look like. Here I have some tips for myself. This is not for students, so I understand I need to read those tips. I know the first thing I'm going to do is going to be introducing students to how to log into their Amplify account. The next thing I'm going to do is play a video, Classroom Principle 1, and it should take me about 2 minutes. You'll also notice in the actual curriculum, the guide is there as well. But again, that printable lesson just kind of gives you a snapshot of what's going to be happening. I'll notice here where it says group, I'll know that students are working in groups, or I could choose for them to work independently as well. These are the places where those Google assignments are going to come into play. So you'll be able to assign them from Amplify. They'll be able to look at the information. However, at this moment, they won't be able to complete the activities in Amplify. So how can I give them a digital copy? No, they do have their workbooks. They can work in their workbooks and turn it in. Or you also could give them a digital copy to work on online. So that's what we're going to cover today. So I want to jump back to the curriculum. And I'm going to jump back to this very start again. So we looked at the printable lesson guide. So we have an understanding of what that is. Next, when you're in each lesson, you'll notice there is an unplugged lesson that goes with it. When you click on this is the student's information. So it's going to open in a PDF version. So I'm going to be going over lesson 1. So what I think I'm going to do is I want all of lesson 1 to be available for students to work in. So here's lesson 1 PDF. See, number 2 is when we talk about principle 1. Then they're going to answer a poll. We're going to look at a puzzle. And they're all in lesson 1 still. Subunit 1, welcome. So I'm going to see where this ends so I can make this one document for them to complete. And I see I'm on page 9. And I know wrap it up is the last section that we complete in a lesson. I'm going to keep going, and that should be the last piece. Yep, and now we go into subunit 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this PDF for my students to use. So it's going to start at page 4, and it's going to go all the way down to page 9. Type 9 here. Make sure that was the last page. Oops, so page 10 is the last page. Perfect. So how do I create a PDF for my students? I'm going to go to File. I'm going to print as if I'm going to print this PDF. If you hadn't noticed, this PDF is 84 pages. I don't need 84 pages for lesson 1. I only need pages 4 through 10. So again, I'm going to go to File, go to Print. And right now, a printer will be selected. I'm actually going to change this from a printer to Microsoft Print to PDF, or you may also just have Print to PDF. Okay, I don't want to print all pages. I want a certain selection of pages, and my selection was pages 4 through 10. You'll notice here it's going to change from 1 of 84, and it's going to show the pages that I chose to print, which is technically 7 pages, pages 4 through 10. All of the other options I'm going to leave the same, and yours may look just a little bit different, but the idea will be exactly the same. And I'll show it from an online PDF view too, just in case. So once I choose Printer, Microsoft Printed PDF, I choose my pages. I'm going to click on Print. But guess what? It's not going to print. What it's actually going to do is ask me, where do I want to save it? Because that's what a Print to PDF does. So I know this is sub unit 1 welcome. So that's what I want to name it, so that I know exactly what it is when I get ready to assign it to my students in Google Classroom. And I'm going to save. So again, I'm going to show the example of how to save the PDF file for your student. In this case, my PDF has opened up online in Google Chrome, which is what many of yours may look like. Once it's open, I'm going to go to Print. The destination is likely to say what current printer you are using. You want to change it from your current printer to Save as PDF. You also can choose Save to Google Drive if this is an option. This will just save it to Google Drive as opposed to saving it on your computer. For pages, again, I'm going to go to Custom, and I want the pages 4 through 10. Again, it's going to show me in a preview what pages are being printed. I'm going to click on Save and give it a name. In this case, I want to name it Unit 1, Welcome, and this is 8th grade, and I'm going to save it. So now I'm going to go back to Amplify. Assuming I'm going through the lesson, I've read my teacher tips, I've showed my students how to log in and complete their assignment. Of course, by clicking on the displays for students to see. I've played my classroom video, we've had some discussion, and now it's time for them to complete something. How do I know it's time for them to complete something? Again, you'll have the icon with the little people, okay? You'll also have Assign in Google Classroom. So for this particular assignment, you can assign in Google Classroom, understanding that that link will bring them to this Introduction Classroom Principle 1. However, they will not be able to complete it there because, well, sometimes they can do the activities, but it won't save data. So basically, if they do it, you won't get anything back saying that they did it. Okay. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to upload the document as the PDF that we just saved. So I've already projected this information. We've had some discussion about what does it actually mean, and now it's time for them to complete a puzzle, in which case the puzzle actually is blank. I just did it so it looks like it's done. Okay. All right, here we go, Google Classroom. Okay, here I am, back to my Google Classroom, and I'm going to go to my Amplify, and I'm going to create an assignment. So I'm going to click on Create Assignment, and this assignment is 8A, Lesson 1. Complete the attached PDF document while following along in class and for independent work. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to say who this is going to get assigned to. So I'm going to pick all the classes I need to get assigned to. I'm going to attach points. It was 7 sheets. Let's just say it was 10 points a sheet. So I will make it 70 points, for example. This may take us 2 days to do. So if we start on Monday, it may be due Wednesday, but always give it a due date. And the topic, of course, would be, in this case, dialing narrative. So I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to go and get my file, which is saved on my computer. When you go to insert a file, it will open up your recently uploaded things, but notice that this is specific to Google Drive. I'm looking for something on my computer, so I need to go to upload and browse. Here I'll find what I saved, and I saved it as subunit. I'm going to open. So it's going to upload it into my Google Classroom. We're actually going to make a copy for each student so that each student has their own file to edit. Now remember, a PDF cannot be edited. However, after students add the Kami add-on, they will be able to edit the PDF and type on the lines as necessary. Now that I've created the assignment, I can go ahead and click on Assign. Back as a student, I'll notice on the screen that a new assignment was assigned. I'll also see incoming assignments or upcoming assignments on the left-hand side of the stream as well. I also can jump to classwork, and because I know it was assigned under dollar narrative, I'll see it here as well. I can click on the assignment. I'll see my instructions, complete the attached PDF document, and I can open the assignment here. Because it's a PDF and I cannot edit it, I'll go to open with, annotate with Kami, and this will allow me to edit the PDF. So now that I've hopped over to the student side and the student has clicked on annotate with Kami, authorizing it to allow me to annotate. And so here the student can pick a text box and draw out the text box. So I'm going to put this as a B. That's one of the letters. And while I have text box selected, I know that's a U, S. I know this text box is a U, so it's kind of acting funny. So this is basically just the process of being able to edit this PDF document. As long as I have text box selected, I can move my text where I want it to be on the lines where I need it to be. To turn it in, the student will click on download, make sure it goes to their Google Drive with annotations. And I like to ensure that I know which version is which one I edited, which one I didn't. So I would change it to final or some indication to let students know that that is their final copy of the document. They wouldn't need to export until they completely finish the document. Because Kami works right out of Google Drive, even if they just exit out of it while they were working, their changes and everything is saved. So that's the great part about working in Kami. When they get ready to finish and turn it in, of course, they will go to add and create. It's saved in their Google Drive. They will locate the file that is saved. For me, I know it's the final one. I'm going to click on insert, and then they will click on turn in.